Liverpool versus everybody. How's everybody doing? Um, just getting home, relaxing, and as usual, thinking about Liverpool, thinking about the game, thinking about a lot of things, and of course, I think the biggest concern right now amongst most Liverpool supporters will probably be Virgil, and will he or won't he? They played it down after the game. Um, he seemed to give a thumbs up. Klopp seems to give a thumbs up of the seriousness of it not being that major. So, what's up, Lark? Yeah, apparently he's left some positive things on social media. It's how you read into it is up to you. Otherwise, living for you. Okay. Um, get into that in a second. That's something we definitely want to discuss. But he said that he's traveling and he's looking forward to the game and staying focused. Now that could mean that he's going to play. That could just mean that he's hoping for the best for the team and the players that play. If he can't play, I believe he'll play. I don't want to come off like I know Virgil van Dijk, but what I can see, he's a guy who probably would feel like he let his team down. So he's gonna have to have the doctors or Klopp, really, really overly convince him. If not, if he doesn't play, convince him not to play. I think he plays his game. Um, Injured ribs is not a light thing. It can keep you from doing a lot of things. So, we'll see what happens. Um, Obviously, I hope he's fit. At the same time, I spoke to Mame earlier. Mame, shout out to Mame. I'm sure he'll be on the live here in a bit. If not, I'll be speak to you at some point. But we had some conversation in the comment section. He was saying that even if Virgil doesn't play, he thinks that we can still be victorious. I do as well. But he also made a good point that I like to hear, and I agree with. And that's that no longer do we want to look at Liverpool as a team where we falter when one guy is out. And arguably you could say Virgil van Dijk is one of, if not the most important player on the team. You could probably say Firmino. It looks like Milner has been that, but I think when you look at the team, Mommy, what's up? Oh, cool, cool, cool. That's what's up. I was just talking about the conversation me and you had earlier about not playing Van Dyke and how people think about that. I'm not. I'd be silly to say that I'm not concerned, and it doesn't. I don't really feel a certain way about the possibility that Virgil van Dijk might not play. At the same time, I think we're more than capable of still doing a number on Chelsea. So obviously he's a very very important part to our team, and I'd love to have him. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that, Lark, saying that need a full unit. Yeah, so look, if he's not there, it's time for Lovren to be on deck or Matip to be on deck. I know Lark said Lovren. I take either one. I think Matip has played that one game more. Does that mean a lot? I don't know. I almost forgot Lovren was on the pitch, and I don't know if that was just because he didn't have to do much or his new haircut or what, but I kept forgetting that he was actually playing. But yeah, no, I mean, he looks to be okay. Played a full 90 minutes. It's up to clock. It's up to Klopp ultimately, obviously. But either one, I'd be happy with. I mean, like as a squad where players can slot in. Yeah, yeah, and I think again, that cup game was a good chance for some guys to do it. Unfortunately, some guys just didn't. Um, I mean, at the end of the day, it probably was just Alberto. I think everyone else did okay. I was listening to the Anfield rap, and one of the guys made a really good point. He said that for all that Klein did when he was a consistent starter, he was averaging 7 out of 10s a game. Well, his seven is Trent's five. That's what the guy said, and I agree. And what he means by that, and what I gathered was that Trent averages at least that, but offers more. And for the style of play that we have, Klein just isn't that dude. So I mean, as a backup, I think he's sure. He's a sure guy. He's a guy you can depend on, especially defensively. Um, but we will suffer down the right to a degree as far as attacking is concerned, and that's just the facts of the matter. Same thing on the other side. So Mame says I think Klopp will play Henderson and Milner to stop Hazard. Yeah, but what do you guys think about that? Because I wanted to move on to that. We can kind of segue into that now. That was part of the title that I put up. How do we stop Hazard? A lot of people have been saying you got to put two, three, four. That's a bit insane for me because like, again, look, as much as I don't really rate Chelsea that high, like a lot of us do, rightly or wrongly, you can't just pile up on him like that because then you're leaving some other guys who are decent with the ball that can do things with it. So is it more about just being physical with him, maybe making tactical fouls, trying to slow him down because he's Hazard. He's gonna have his moments. That's just what it is. Can you limit them? I think for me is the question. Can we limit him? Can we limit them? Can we contain him? I think we did a really good job. I said it before with Mbappe, with Neymar, um, and that was a really good performance against them. So I think Hazard is at least on that level, if not better to some people. And for Law, he's the only one player, and we have a better attack. We need to go at them. Best form of defense is attack. Yeah. No, I agree. And I saw what you said on Redman TV comments. I think that was you right on. We got to get in their face early, much like they did to us in the Cup game. They were in our face in the first half hour of that game, maybe 20 minutes, half hour to that game. So we have to repay that. We have to get them back. I said it before, and that's what I look for us to do, Mame. Play like West Ham, stop him from getting the ball, and our midfield is probably the best at the time. And that's probably the key. That's probably the best comment I've seen about it. Limiting the supply to him because he can't do anything if he doesn't have the ball. So if we have a guy who's shadowing him, that's kind of why I want Naby to play. I think, listen, it's good enough. As good as we did against PSG, Hazard is a different player to both of those guys, Neymar and Mbappe, and obviously he is. But I mean, he's lower to the ground. He's a bit more quicker, a better shifter with the ball. With his hips, he's better with his hips, and so we need to have a guy who can really just shadow him, and that should be their main job of the game at the end of the day, more or less. So if that's two guys, if you're just keeping Milner on him to be, no one in that midfield is going to really be able to keep up with him pace wise, especially if he gets past them. Maybe Genie can, but I think all of those guys are capable of being physical with him. We've seen that. But you can see how Henderson almost kind of unraveled in that game, and you got to believe he's going to be up for this game. I think it will be Henderson, Milner, and Genie. I could be wrong. I'd be fine with that lineup. I kind of want to see Naby in that game. I want to get him some more games under his belt to get some kind of consistency. I don't know how he really gets that if he's on the bench, but props the manager. Obviously, he has a different view. He would know better than I would, but yes, there's definitely a good shout to find a way to keep the ball from getting to Hazard in the first place. Because once he gets to him, it's a lot of damage that he can do. We saw that in the very limited amount of time that he had to do it. So yeah, Champions League midfield for you guys, or does anyone think Fabinho should come in? Anyone think Naby should come in? Give me your opinions on that midfield three. And what you think is the best going into this game. Dahir, what's up? Tomorrow is just massive for me. A draw will feel like a defeat. I agree. After what happened in the Cup, we need to send a strong message, get revenge, and keep up. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. 7 games in a row in the league is what we need to be shooting for, and it's something I think we definitely can get. So, yeah, it's time to put up, man. It's time to put up or shut up. This is a big game. Probably the biggest of the season so far in the Champions League. Anfield's going with Genie, Keita, and Milner. Okay, I like that. Genie in the 6, Keita and Milner. I like that. We haven't seen that yet either. I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we've seen that midfield 3. So I like that. I'd be open to seeing that. I just think Keita needs to keep his place. Not because he was amazing in the last game, because he wasn't. He was good. But I just think, again, to see some consistency from him, I think he needs to consistently be in the squad. But I can't be mad with people who think Milner, Hendo, and Genie. That's what I think it will be. So I'd be fine with that. Pull Mane back a little and push Keita on a bit. That's a great idea. People were even talking about him playing in Mane's position in the Cup game and having maybe Curtis Jones in the midfield in his place. I'd be cool with that. Dahir, I wouldn't start Fabinho, by the way. I think we saw why Klopp was being patient with him. Yeah, I'd give him a run after the international break. A bit risky in the next 3. Yeah. I mean, as far as a starter, yes. If that's what you're saying, as a starter, I can see that. Your midfield will be Genie in the 6, Milner and Keita. Okay, that's 2 for Genie, Milner, and Keita. Yeah, that's something I'd love to see. I'd love to see that. Mane is good at attacking or tracking back and works hard. Very true. Very true. And again, that's why I feel like if you want to critique him on his decision making in the final third, fine. If you want to, that's fine. But I mean, for people to say that he's in bad form to me is really, really strange because again, he does do those other things, those different intangibles that really, really help us in our game and the way we play. So, Mame, leave Mane on the left. He gave hell to Azpilicueta, and that's something not a lot of people are talking about, but he did. And Azpilicueta is one of the best defenders, according to one of the Chelsea fans that was on the Redman TV. He's the best defender in the world. So, I mean, I think that goes along with it. Hey, look, at the end of the day, Mane's going to give any fullback in the world trouble. Will he always score? No. Will he be active and aggressive and a part of most things we do going forward? I believe so. So, yeah, I'm excited about it, man. I really am. With Virgil or with not, that doesn't take my excitement away. It doesn't take my optimism away and confidence that this team can achieve great things, even with Virgil van Dijk not in the lineup. So he's traveling. I'd love to assume that means he's playing, but you never know. As the hours go on through the night and we've got some time, we play at 12:30. You never know. It could be a last minute decision. But yeah, let's hope he starts. Let's hope he plays a role in the game. Because here's what I don't want. You know, there's always a possibility that we don't get what we want out of this game, right? And what I don't want is people to have to lean on that excuse. Oh, we didn't have Virgil van Dijk. Because you can see that coming. So I want full teams, full strength, no excuses, and battle it out. Battle it out. So this game could get a bit ugly, and there'll be close eyes on whoever it is that's calling the game, whoever the ref is. If I was Klopp, I wouldn't play him if he's not 100%. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Again, I feel like even though it's early in the season, I don't know who's really at 100% anyway. You know what I mean? There's knocks and bruises that people carry, and again, I mean, I feel like if it's a bruised rib, it might be something that he can get on with. But we know Klopp; he's not going to risk it. I mean, we've known him to do that in the past. Of when guys have small knocks or not, you don't want to risk it. It's a long season. Obviously, you don't want to make that worse. Apparently, he picked it up in the PSG game, or was it the Southampton game? So he had kind of been carrying something anyway. So, obviously, he re-aggravated that. So again, yeah, we don't want it to be anything that is going to cause him further injury. Obviously, to here it says if Virgil plays, I'm 100% certain we don't concede. But if not, we could. But I still think we'll win. I was thinking about that earlier too, to here. But I think even with him out, having that keeper, as good as Virgil van Dijk is, I think if you slide a Lovren in there who's pumped up, who's ready, who's focused, or Matip, I think we still can get a clean sheet. I just do. I really believe that. So I hear what you're saying, but with that keeper, I think, and with our first team fullbacks, I think we can still play them well and also not concede goals. But I hear what you're saying. I don't disagree with that. Yeah, no excuses. No excuses, man. We gotta and again, to me, no excuses without Virgil. I'm just saying I feel like there will be excuses if he doesn't play, and we don't get a satisfactory result. I don't see us losing to them at all, and I don't really see us drawing. But if we don't get a positive result, whatever that means to everybody individually, then I can assure you that, and Virgil van Dijk doesn't play, I can assure you that'll be the excuse, which is silly to me, but that's the world we live in. The Harris says on Chelsea, they obviously move the ball well under Sarri, but that's not a top side. We obviously need to deal with Hazard, but apart from that, we're better. Yeah, there's been a lot of people saying they're a striker away from being a great team. I don't know about that. Listen, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what I think. They're 100%, well, undefeated in the league, just like us. So they've done what they had to do to get to that place. So there's not really much you can put into, although I'd want to put into the whole idea that they struggled with West Ham, or they couldn't get a goal against West Ham. They couldn't beat West Ham. We all know what happened. We played West Ham. First game of the season, they're still trying to figure things out. So there's not much you can really put into that, really. So, but I just feel we're a better team. And I think, obviously, if you ask some Chelsea fans that, they would think differently, and they probably should. They're supporting Chelsea. A lot of people, when they support their teams, they can't really speak in a truthful manner, because you got your eye on your team. So I think we are a better team, and so that to me is what should win the game. But again, obviously, it doesn't matter who's a better team. We saw what happened in the Cup game. We clearly, in my opinion, were the better team, and they got the win based on a lot of different things around that. But that's what happened. That's just the facts of the matter. So excited about it as usual. Can't wait. I kind of wish it was the first game of the weekend, just because I'm really eager to see the boys get back to winning ways, and that's what I think will happen. So that's about it for me tonight, man. Want to talk about Virgil, how to stop Hazard, what do we need to do to minimize some of the things that he can do, and then who plays in that midfield. So enjoy the rest of your Friday, guys. Enjoy the games building up to Liverpool, and we'll, as usual, be back with the starting 11. Talk about that a bit, halftime, and then post match. So till then.